10. Mistakes that hurt your dog's feelings. Have you ever accidentally broken your dog's heart without even realizing it? Not by being cruel, not by hurting them physically, but through small everyday actions that seem harmless to us, yet feel completely different to them. Because here is the strange truth. Most dog owners love their dogs deeply. They buy good food. They take them to the vet. They give them toys. They make room for them in their homes. But love and understanding are not always the same thing. Sometimes the people dogs love most are also the people who hurt their feelings the most. Not intentionally, simply because humans and dogs experience the world differently. Today, we're going to explore 10 common mistakes many loving owners make. Mistakes that can hurt a dog's feelings more than most people realize. And this is the first thing that often happens every day in homes across America. Ignoring them when they are trying to connect with you. Imagine this. Your dog walks over, gently places their head on your leg, looks up at you. Their tail moves slowly. Not because they want food, not because they need something. They simply want a moment with you. A few seconds of connection. But you're busy. Your phone is in your hand. Your attention is somewhere else. So you absent-mindedly push them away or ignore them completely. To us, it seems insignificant. To a dog, they can feel very different. Because dogs don't always approach us with requests. Sometimes they approach us with affection. And when affection is repeatedly ignored, they begin approaching less often. One woman noticed that her dog stopped bringing toys to her. At first, she thought the dog was simply getting older. Then she realized something. For months, every time the dog approached, she had been distracted by work emails. The dog had quietly learned a lesson. Connection was no longer guaranteed. The second mistake is becoming angry when your dog doesn't immediately understand. Humans often forget how much we ask dogs to learn. Sit, stay, wait, come here, don't jump, don't bark, don't chew that, don't go there. Imagine moving to another country tomorrow. Nobody speaks your language. Everyone expects you to understand the rules immediately. How would you feel? Probably confused, maybe overwhelmed. Dogs experience something similar. Yet many owners become frustrated when dogs make mistakes during learning. The dog isn't trying to disappoint you. Most of the time, they are trying very hard to understand. When frustration replaces patience, dogs often become anxious, not because they're afraid of making mistakes, but because they're afraid of disappointing someone they love. The third mistake is comparing your dog to another dog. It sounds harmless, but it happens constantly. Why can't you behave like that dog? Why don't you listen like it? Why aren't you calm like it? Humans compare. Dogs don't. Your dog doesn't care about being better than another dog. Your dog cares about being accepted by you. Every dog has a different personality, different fears, different strengths, different histories. The shy rescue dog, the energetic puppy, the senior dog who moves slowly, the dog who gets nervous around strangers. Every dog deserves to be understood for who they are, not compared to someone else. Your dog's goal isn't perfection, it is connection, and comparisons can quietly weaken that connection. The fourth mistake is breaking promises they don't understand. Dogs absolutely recognize patterns, more than many people realize. Pick up the leash, and excitement appears. Walk toward the door. The tail starts wagging. Mention certain words. The ears immediately react. Dogs build expectations from repetition, which means when we repeatedly create expectations and never follow through, confusion begins. Imagine grabbing your dog's leash, getting them excited, watching them run to the door, then deciding not to go. Once isn't a problem. Life happens. But if it becomes frequent, your dog begins losing confidence in those signals. Trust grows through consistency. Dogs may not understand promises the way humans do, but they absolutely understand patterns, and consistency helps them feel secure. The fifth mistake may be, this is the most common mistake of all, only paying attention when your dog does something wrong. Think about this. Many dogs hear their names most often when they're in trouble. No. Stop. Leave it. Get down. Don't do that. Imagine hearing your name, followed by criticism, all day. Eventually, you would begin associating your name with negative emotions. Many dogs experience something similar. Dogs crave guidance, but they also crave encouragement. Sometimes a simple, "good job," can mean more than we realize, because praise creates confidence, and confident dogs tend to make better choices. But we're only halfway through this list, and some of the most emotionally damaging mistakes are still ahead, including one behavior many owners believe is harmless, even though it can leave a dog feeling deeply rejected, and another mistake that often happens during the busiest years of our lives. The sixth mistake is laughing at your dog's fears. To humans, some fears seem silly. A vacuum cleaner, a thunderstorm, a cardboard box, a slippery floor, fireworks in the distance. We see these things and sometimes smile, sometimes even laugh, because we know they aren't dangerous. But your dog doesn't. Fear is real to the one experiencing it, not to the one observing it. Imagine telling someone afraid of heights to simply stop being afraid. It rarely works. The same is true for dogs. When a frightened dog looks toward you, they are often looking for safety, looking for reassurance, looking for guidance. And when their fear is dismissed, they don't just feel scared, they feel alone. The seventh mistake is constantly interrupting their rest. Many people underestimate how important rest is for dogs, especially puppies, especially senior dogs, and especially anxious dogs. Imagine finally finding a moment of peace, a moment to relax, a moment to recover. Then someone interrupts you every time. Eventually, you would stop feeling secure. Dogs need safe places where they can simply exist, without being bothered, without being moved, without being disturbed. A sleeping dog is not being lazy. A resting dog is recovering emotionally and physically. Sometimes, one of the kindest things you can give your dog is permission to rest. The eighth mistake is excluding them from family moments. Dogs are social animals. Connection matters deeply to them. They notice when everyone gathers in one room. They notice when laughter fills the house. They notice when people spend time together. And they also notice when they are left outside. No, your dog doesn't need to sit at the dinner table, but they truly want to feel included in your life. A dog doesn't care about luxury. A dog cares about belonging. One family had a golden retriever who always followed them into the living room every evening, every night, without fail. One evening, they decided to close the door. The dog remained outside, quietly. No barking, no scratching, just waiting. When they opened the door later, the dog didn't run inside excitedly. Instead, he calmly walked in and laid down near the couch, as if to say, "I only wanted to be where you are." Sometimes, inclusion means more than affection, because inclusion tells a dog, "You are part of us." The ninth mistake is becoming emotionally unavailable. Life gets busy. Work becomes stressful. Bills pile up. Responsibilities multiply. And sometimes, without realizing it, we stop being emotionally present. We still feed our dogs, still walk them, still care for them, but we become distant. Dogs notice, more than most people realize. They notice when the energy changes, when conversations stop, when eye contact disappears, when routines become rushed, but they often sense the symptoms. Many owners have experienced a strange moment, a difficult season in life, and suddenly their dog begins following them more closely, watching them more often, resting beside them more frequently. That isn't coincidence. Dogs often move toward connection when they sense distance, not because they know exactly what's wrong, but because they know something feels different, and they want to help. The 10th mistake. You assume your dog will always be there, because almost everyone realizes it too late. When dogs are young, it feels like time moves slowly. The years seem endless. The daily routines feel permanent. The greetings at the door become expected. The paw on your leg becomes ordinary. The quiet stare becomes familiar. Then one day, the muzzle turns grey. The steps become slower. The naps become longer. And suddenly, you realize something. Those ordinary moments were never ordinary. They were the most valuable moments all along. One man remembered something after losing his dog. Not the toys, not the training sessions, not the expensive bed. What he remembered most was the way his dog looked at him every evening. The same look, for years. A look that said, "I'm happy you're here." And after the dog was gone, he would have given anything to see that look one more time. That's why this final mistake matters so much. Never assume tomorrow is guaranteed. Never assume there will always be another walk, another cuddle, another greeting at the door, another quiet moment together, because dogs live shorter lives than we do. But somehow, they fill those lives with more loyalty, more forgiveness. And that brings us to the real lesson behind this video. Most dogs are not asking for perfection. They don't expect you to get everything right. They don't keep score. They don't hold grudges the way humans do. What they want, more than anything, is to feel understood, to feel safe, to feel included, to feel loved. The truth is, every dog owner will make mistakes. Every single one. You will get distracted. You will lose patience. You will miss signals. You will have bad days. That doesn't make you a bad owner. What matters is being willing to notice, willing to learn, willing to do a little better tomorrow than you did today. Because sometimes the smallest changes create the biggest difference. A few extra seconds of attention, a little more patience, a little more understanding, a little more appreciation for the silent love dogs give us every day. And if your dog could say one thing before this video ends, it probably wouldn't be, "Buy me more toys," or "Give me more treats." It would probably be something much simpler. Something like, "Thank you for being my person. Thank you for trying. Thank you for loving me," even when neither of us is perfect. So tonight, before you go to sleep, take a moment to look at your dog. Maybe they're lying on the floor. Maybe they're resting beside you. Maybe they're already asleep. And remember this, if this video touched your heart, tell us in the comments. Which mistake surprised you the most? And what is one thing you're going to do differently for your dog starting today? Don't forget to subscribe to DogMind Tales, because every wagging tail, every quiet look, and every loyal heart has a story worth